Hello, good afternoon, morning, or evening, depending on where you're joining us from. Welcome to Itchy Painty, the miniature painting live stream program by Resident Evil fans for a Resident Evil fan. My name is Burger, aka Itchy, and joining me as always is my constant companion, James, aka Tainty, aka Mr. Moist Owlet, OFF. Good morning slash evening, James. How are you?
Colonel, Moist Owlet, OFF.
Colonel. Oh, you got promoted then?
Yeah, someone did. And since I'm at the top of the chain, it's me. I did it.
Okay, cool. Uh, what did you do to deserve your sudden rise?
Nobody needs a reason to get promoted these days, man.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we're in peacetime, don't you know?
You just have to fucking show up.
Yeah. You
Um,
just need to listen. Not to get too deep, but I've gone through officer training, and you don't. You just need to have a brain.
yeah,
Just an intact brain.
you
You don't need a.
just need to be present.
Yeah.
You need to look at something and go, that's not right.
Yeah. Wait a second.
Hold on a
No, that
second.
ain't right. Let's send in the people who have half a brain,
Yeah,
and
let's.
then we'll go in.
What about those people who didn't make it into college?
Ho ho!
Uh,
I
sorry.
see. Hot.
The U.S. military is deeply predatory for poor kids.
Oh yeah, for real. It's like the other was bad over here. Like we got like it's normal. It's at a certain age, so like in sixth form, which is like 15, 16 years old,
Hmm.
there'll be a couple of groups like Army, Navy, um, Royal Air Force. A couple times a year they'll come to schools and they'll have like little
Recruitment
private.
drives.
Basically,
Yeah,
they'll say, "Hey, look how cool the fucking armed services are." But yeah, over in America it's even worse.
yeah. Our system for that shit sucks. Um,
Yeah, it feel like it always like I always like thinking about like the U.S. military. It always feels like it's well, like a year. I mean, I wasn't alive then, but it feels like it's mandatory. Like it's like a year into World War II where they were just drafting people in,
hmm
and it feels like it hasn't changed since then. Like,
Well, so now what they did is they tied a lot of that to, and we can. Here's the political stream today.
yeah,
As
let's
we,
go.
so I'm starting off. By the way, the first thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to hit these zombies here with a wash. That I'm
Hit
going
them.
to create for the purpose of that. It is going to be a like a bluish. Like I'm working through it right now. I think it's going to be strong tone, so it'll be brown.
Mm,
But I'm thinking I'm going to give it some blue.
blue.
If I have strong tone, do I not have any more strong tone? I might
Nice
not.
nails.
Thank you. They're so pretty.
Nice red. They
Yeah.
match. Kind of match the mini.
I um I painted them that way for a program that we recorded earlier today.
Oh, secrets.
Secrets.
We
Um
can't say, but you can probably
oh
guess.
my god. It was it was rough. It was contentious. It was
Always is.
it's
TDs always are. They yeah.
they devolve. They devolve.
They go
Um
places.
I'm surprised Sai still keeps me around.
You're the loose cannon.
I am a loose cannon.
Yeah.
Do be mad cute though.
Yeah. That's what you got going for you, see.
Yeah. That and nothing else.
Yeah.
Do be mad cute though.
Just like all cannons. Mad cute.
It's the last argument of kings,
What?
The God, it was one of the French ones. King Louis um once was quoted as saying that the canon is the last argument of kings.
Oh, I see. Right. Yeah. Kind of like very similar to the UK with our Air Force at one point. I've been researching recently. Did you know how good our Navy and Air Force was during the World Wars?
Oh,
Holy
absolutely.
shit.
You guys,
We
you
were the
guys held it back.
best.
Yeah.
I mean, we had the whole world behind us, but because we took them over, we conquered them. It was an empire. But holy shit.
Yeah.
Germany didn't stand a fucking chance.
I mean, they kind of did, and that was the problem.
Nah, they didn't. They couldn't fucking conquer us.
They
We had the skies
damn near
and the
did.
seas.
There's a really cool video game called Turning Point, where it's like a what if that car crash that damn near took out Churchill had actually taken out Churchill.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Um,
So Churchill, by the way, just in case of, folks, Churchill was not a good guy,
no,
but
he's kind of a knob
he was the right guy for the job.
to be there at the time. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, God fucking
Because
good at killing Nazis though.
Yeah, I always have issue with, people fucking lord over Churchill as this like fucking messiah, and I'm like, no. He wasn't. He was a bad person. He was racist, bigoted. He was a bad person. But he was really good at war. Unfortunately, bad people are really good at war.
Yeah. Think about that. Think about it for more than a second.
Yeah. I mean, why'd you think the UK was so good at it?
James, I don't know. Why was the UK so good at it?
We had a lot of practice. A lot of practice.
Almost as if you spent centuries subjugating half the planet.
Yeah.
So just so people can see what I'm working on right now, because I'm behind. I'm actually going to switch to James while I'm still preparing. Like James is actually working on something, and I'm still like setting up my goo. Because one of the
goo.
My goo.
But you're our loose cannon. Okay, yeah.
It's true.
Sorry, going back a bit, but yeah.
It's okay. I appreciate you both. And then we'll do some of this.
I need to define this cake a little bit more.
Okay, so defining cake is easy. Do you have? Sorry, are you looking for?
I got it. It. It's happening.
I mean, it definitely looks like you're doing a good job. Like you're putting stuff in the crease, which is which is step one cake rules, by the way.
Right. Yeah, the cake is being defined. Yeah. Excellent. Good. Right. That's her right cheek has been caked. So now we go on to the left cheek for cakeification.
The second cake cheek.
Though this cheek is stretched out, so there'll be less. Yeah, I can't really do much about this one, but it's okay. No, don't worry. Don't worry, YouTube. There is no vag. Okay.
Yeah. On both of our minis.
I won't be showing any vagina today.
Yes, I agree.
Glance HP. Can't imagine a horrible author. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, yeah, as I said, like, I mean, just as a bottom line, Churchill was a bad man, but he was good for the job. But my main issue is that the UK, the general populace of the UK, thinks he was a second coming, and I think that's super unhealthy, like to think about. He wasn't the reason we won the war. He was part of the reason we won the war.
We were the other reason you won the war.
Yeah, and all the other allies around the world. Everyone seems to forget about them.
No, the French completely rolled over and didn't do anything for... That's absolutely not true, by the way. The French actually kicked ass in Northern Africa.
Oh my God, they were the front line. They were like, I will always respect my French brothers, even though they hate me.
The Free French were where it was at.
Yeah. I mean, and if there's like another good thing to say about the French, and they've been doing it recently as well, because their retirement age has been fiddled with. Every time something like this happens, they fucking let their government know. They
yeah.
just they're like, no, fuck you, vive la revolution. You're gonna go fucking down until you listen to us, bastards.
Yeah,
Love to see it.
the biggest issue right now is it's kind of the same thing that we're seeing here, where it's like, yes, the will of the people is what it is, but it's also like corporatization has been doing a lot to prevent progress.
Yes.
Like,
Yep.
I mean, that's the
Yeah.
thing with the French stuff right now is the corporations want people to work longer because the workforce is like going out because they don't want to like pay
But
people.
people are valuing their time.
Yeah,
And that worries governments
I mean, it worries.
when people start
It,
valuing.
it doesn't necessarily worry governments so much as it worries corporations,
Oh yeah.
which are basically the same thing now.
Pretty much, yeah. What flavor is the cake? It's Ice Giant.
Yeah, it's ice giant cake. Probably,
Yeah,
probably pretty chilled, right?
pre-chilled,
Pre-chilled
pre-chilled Ice
cake.
Giant.
Yeah, pre-chilled. They just like to hang out.
Yeah.
Unlike their other giant friends, they're pretty chill.
Very cold
Very
in their
cold.
delivery.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
introverted, you might call them.
I mean, she doesn't look very introverted, but she could be.
I mean, there's not many giants, right? They're pretty long-lived and like.
I mean, do you see any giants?
I mean, Odin did his job, so.
Yep. It kind of reminds me of the Trump interview this week. He said something very similar. Like, he was like, oh, if I was in charge, none of this would be happening. Do you see anyone saying anything bad about me from these other countries? No, because I met with them and we're great friends.
Who?
You know,
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's because nobody's talking to him. That's the problem.
Yeah. He's like, he's feeling very lonely.
He is.
Even what's that shithead's name? Tucker
Carlson.
Yeah, even he was like, quit it.
We have to go. What's this? Time for a commercial?
Commercial.
Switch it over. You got to stop this guy from talking. Just shut him up, please.
Just shut the fuck up, Trump. Jesus
God damn it!
Christ.
Just
What's the other thing? He did another interview where it's Trump content. I fucking love listening to him because he's such a fucking idiot, right? But he was saying in another interview, it was about the things about him giving hush money to Stormy Daniels and stuff. That's like the main thing right now, and why he got arrested. But quote arrested.
Arraigned.
But yeah, he like the interviewer was like, oh, but he opened it up with like this open question. Oh, but you didn't take any documents. If you were given the choice, you wouldn't have taken those documents home. And Trump was like, oh, but I could take those. In fact, I did take those documents. Like, you fuck. And the interview was like, oh, well, maybe we should go on to another subject.
I want to talk about these documents real quick that I stole.
Oh God, he's such an idiot.
Such a
It's so funny listening to him.
Really? Oh my goodness, it super duper is. Oh fuck. I just spilled some of that on my other
Oh
drink.
Shit.
Your Trump sounded a whole lot like Bill Cosby, by the way.
My what? Sorry.
I said your Trump sounded a whole lot like Bill Cosby, by the way.
I normally, if my head was in the right, I could do.
I mean, I'm not complaining. It was pretty good. Like it was just like both.
Like both of them. What a terrible twosome that is! Holy shit!
If you had told me that was a Bill Cosby impression, I'd have believed you.
That's the accent dickheads use. That's what it is.
Nice.
Where is Trump even from? Like, what state is he from?
New Jersey.
New Jersey?
New Jersey. Yeah. He's from Jersey.
That's why it sounds like that.
Yeah.
All the time.
All the time. Every time.
I'm the best thing that just come out of New Jersey.
There's a lot of cool things that come out of New Jersey. Bon Jovi, for example, much better than Donald Trump.
I can agree with that.
Bruce
I can
Springsteen,
agree with that.
also better.
Oh, yes. Who started the fire?
Not me.
Sorry, I got some tunes on right now. They're actually banging. I was having some real problems with finding some tunes before we started. I've been disappointed by a music track this week.
What's that?
So there's been a TikTok song made by an artist called Inigo, called Jericho, and it's been very, very popular on TikTok recently. And it's like they sound amazing. Like they got like an amazing voice, and they sound very Michael Jackson.
Okay. I'm here for it.
But they use melodies better. But yeah, they like released Jericho this week, and maybe it's because I've been burnt out from the chorus, but the song is not fantastic to me, and I'm a bit disappointed.
That's valid.
Yeah, but I've got a bunch of tracks I need to look up because Coachella was this week as well, and in fact I think day 2 or 3 is today, so I'm going to be looking up some people.
What's happening at Coachella?
Yeah,
I hadn't anticipated that would be your jam, James.
Well, Coachella?
Yeah.
Well, this year, like, there's a bunch of like wild, like, there's a lot of different acts that are going to be there. Yeah, like, there's like a lot of hard rock, and then you go to the other end. There's like Chemical Brothers are going to be there.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah, like it's like a very wide. Yeah, and like there's Rosaria. Is it? Cut the name because I stuck it down. Rosalia, going to be there. Scowl is going to be there as well. Whoever Blackpink are there.
Wow,
my favorite K-pop group.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's like Coachella is normally like this. I always looked at Coachella as like this, you know, very what's the word? Exclusive kind of in terms
trendy,
of music.
Yeah, it's pretty typical of a certain style of music.
Yeah, like pop.
Yeah, or like pop music.
Yeah.
Or like stoner shit.
Right. Yeah. Jersey style pizza, much better thing to come out there than him. What is a Jersey style pizza?
It's thin crust. It's like what you think of like as normal pizza is Jersey style pizza.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New York will say it's a New York style, but New York wants everything to be from New York, so there.
Yeah, that's fair.
They can smell it.
Yeah,
also,
hello,
Netro.
Hey, Netro. Speaking of states, by the way, how is your water right now?
My water's fine. I don't live in Philly. I live outside of Philly.
Oh, okay.
So I am close enough to outside that is not my problem.
Excellent. Okay, because I like it. Maybe because we've spoken about it, but just a news article came up on my Google News saying that Philadelphia basically had a spill recently. Was it latex, I think, or something, got into the water supply?
Something like that. It's a chemical spill.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, oh, I hope you're not ingesting microplastics because of that.
I mean, I'm ingesting microplastics because I'm a human being and I'm existing in the United States.
Right,
so,
yeah.
That said, I don't think that's particularly harmful. Excuse me.
Yeah.
At least to where I'm at now.
I'm also very coffee today. Maybe it's the springtime coming.
I mean, I'm definitely feeling foggy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daniel Russo from the Cry Kid came from New Jersey, so there you go. Oh, I mean, it's cool. We got 2 good things coming from New Jersey.
We have 3 good things coming from New Jersey. Because my beloved spouse, May, is also from New Jersey.
Oh my God, spouse lore.
Yeah, this is May lore. This is the deep May lore. Um, it's funny because like the where area Jersey she's from is like where the area where like everybody I meet from New Jersey is from. Because like, oh, I'm from New Jersey. I'm like, oh, we're in New Jersey. They go North Jersey. And I'm like, yeah, but like, we're in North Jersey. And they go, oh, like, there's like a collection of like 3 towns, and they'll usually name one of them. I'm not gonna put my wife's hometown on blast
I'm
here
not
on
gonna
stream.
dox.
There it is. Just mixing my paint.
Mix that paint.
I am.
Mix it good.
I will. James, don't rush me. I'm trying. You can rush me, James. It's okay.
So there's gonna be. I don't think the US is gonna be able to see it, and I think we've got a bad chance of seeing it. But there's gonna be a total eclipse.
What? No way.
Yeah. I think we're gonna get partial in the UK, but I think it's mostly available to Asia, Australia, and like.
I'm gonna have somebody else confirm. Can somebody from the United States please confirm where we'll get to see it from? I'll not be outdone by the British here.
Well, we'll come back to that conversation. All right, here we go.
Listen, you took over the world before. Now it's ours. You had your chance.
Now it's ours.
You had your chance,
boy.
James. Yeah, that's a spicy take.
I wish I could reap those rewards.
No, you were born too late.
Yeah. Exciting news! I'm going to be getting a new sound interface soon.
No way.
For my mic. I'm sorry, guys. Fucking pollen.
Yeah, it's okay.
But yeah, I'm going because I've got a really good, huge mixer.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 4-input. It's what I was using for podcasting and like D&D and stuff. But it's so big, and I don't use it, and it gets so warm, and I think I'm using a lot of electricity with it because heat means more energy.
Right.
Yeah. So I've actually got some help from a friend, and they said, "Oh yeah, I can like zombify a Behringer mixer for you if you want." And yeah, I can send it over to you. So, and it's only a single channel, but yeah. So hopefully, I mean, I don't think my sound quality is going to get any worse or better, but saving space is always good, and saving money is always good.
It's funny. We were recording earlier, and we were using cameras, and I'm like, man, I really want a freestanding microphone so that I can have I can do stuff with my hair. Or at the very least, see if I can get like my Bluetooth headphones and use those to record the show. Because if the sound's just as good then as what I'm wearing now, then I'd likely do that. The other thing I was thinking of too is like I do have an extra camera and like what I could do with it. So I've been like, as I've been doing these processes, I've been going through and just thinking of like, because I don't know that I'm super happy with how my room is right now.
Okay.
Fuck. I have to clean this up.
It's also that season as well. I feel like we always get an itch around this time of the year where we just want change as well. Because I was feeling it as well where my PC is. I want to move it around the house, but
right. So like I did. I upgraded my PC recently. And in that I bought under desk mount for my PC just to get it off the floor. Or off like just to clear some floor space because I have a standing desk. So if I mount it underneath the standing desk, it just like takes care of that for me, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I get you.
You know what's really weird too is on this Mini, the more I paint it, the more I'm like cleaning it up. I'm like, I'm not gonna get much done on the skin tone today because of how much I have to handle her. I'm also gonna go grab a glove, but I think once this is dry, I'm also gonna do a wash on the webbing on the just to give it some destination because it's really pretty. And I can go through and I can tighten those highlights up, but I can also make a really pretty wash that's like really bright. I think it's one of those things where I'm having a hard time articulating it, but
Mhm.
I also like see it in my brain.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Trust the process.
yeah, I'm going to mix some flesh tone with some purple, and we're gonna see how that works. But I don't want it to be super. It's you know what? Just let me go grab it. I'm gonna go step back, switch to James for a moment. While I go grab a glove. I don't have to leave the room. They're just on the other side of the space. But that's
Right. Yeah.
segues back to the topic of conversation being I kind of like need to think of a better way to have my space set up so that I can just like I don't know. I think it makes sense that if I'm going to have a space where I'm going to be streaming, like whether or not it's you or me, or I've been uh, asked tentatively to participate in a cyberpunk live play.
Okay.
So I would want a space that's like set up for that.
Yeah.
So I need to make some changes to my painting space to like clear up space, like that I can have space to fucking work on other stuff, and just have a camera set up that I can like either a flip it up for when I'm like talking to people, um, or b like have the camera that I use for streaming etchy paintings like locked into place.
You're just having that freedom there in your
Yeah,
movement.
and then just adjusting the way the paints are and like getting tools for like racks and so anyway, that's what I'm thinking of, and changing the lighting in the room. Yeah. Uh, so that's where my brain is at. I will do something that I was gonna do. We are going to paint her hair.
Hair time.
It's hair time. It's one of my favorite times. TBH. This is a fun little fact about me. Oh, sweet. This is honestly one of my favorite colors. This is the color I'm going to use. Because I'll show y'all a cool trick with this color in terms of like making something black. No, you know what? It has to be blue. I apologize. I'm sorry, everybody. I've been sorry. I apologize. That's on me. That's on me, and I'll own it.
It's all right. We're going around the world.
We're going around
today.
the world today. So I am going to do blue, but that color is really great because like if I wanted black hair, I would paint it that color, and then just give it a black wash, and it would be perfect.
Perfect.
Perfect black hair,
Perfect,
like
perfect.
just without even trying, because like it just darkens it enough. And if I do, there's a clear color I have. These Games Workshop clear paints that I have are very cool, and I tend to use them for stuff that they used to have a set of glazes that do exactly what this does, but I think they do it better because it's a paint.
Okay.
It's also lovely.
That's something I want to go into one day. Is like different types because I just use acrylics.
Yeah, well, these are all acrylics.
Okay. Right.
They're just clear, pigmented.
Okay. Cool.
So you paint it over metal. Like so, if you wanted to do like if we ever oh man that'd be really cool. If we ever wanted to do like a metal glow, like you know how like the barrels of guns can like color warp.
Yes.
We would use those paints to do it.
I see.
Effects are something that are interesting to me. That I don't really I've never really had a lot of opportunity to do. So, yeah. If you ever wanted to try stuff like that, like I'd be down to walk through that.
Yeah. Sure. I was thinking of doing OSL on the bow of this,
like making it glow.
Actually. Yeah, because I got recently Nihilak Oxide and Tesseract Glow.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want it to be a different color than what she is, so I was thinking Tesseract Glow. And
so it would be glowing bright green.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't want it to be blue because that's what I mean.
Yeah.
The Nikolak is like a bluey green, but yeah.
So here's okay. So do you want to know how I would approach that? project?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So
I mean, you probably have to repeat yourself.
Sure,
like,
and I definitely don't mind doing it. But like when I'm thinking OSL, um, I'm thinking of. I'm gonna use a nice brush. I'm actually no, it's too small. Here we go. Um, you want you basically want to approach it the same way you'd approach shading anything else. And what I mean when I say that is you're going to need a dark, a middle, and a highlight. Those are going to be different colors than they would be on, say, pants. Right? I'm not going to use the same color to shade pants as I am going to shade a glowing arrow. Now, I actually have that color that you've mentioned. I don't know that I... Oh, I do. It's right up here. Yeah, Tesseract Glow is this really powerful... I have a color key on. Oh, that's hilarious.
Sorry?
I have a... Because I was doing... I have a blue screen color key.
Oh.
I have a color key on the camera. Give me a moment, please.
Please hold. That's funny.
So you want those colors. So basically, there's a color that the two colors, at the very least, three colors I would use on this one for Games Workshop colors would be Moot Green and whatever the bright yellow is. It's either going to be Flash Gets Yellow or the one I have is from the air. It's Phalanx Yellow. It's going to be Flash Gets Yellow. I think is a different tone than Phalanx Yellow, which is really cool yellow. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, and you would basically build up.
Right. The darkest one first. So you need a darker one. Then Moot Green. Moot Green is your mid tone because that's the one you're going to see the most of.
I have Caliban, which I can add some.
Yeah. Mix those, and yeah, you know what? Caliban's a good call. So Caliban is your dark one, and you want to block out the farthest point of your glow with Caliban, right? Very light layers.
Okay.
Okay. You basically want it to go on looking almost like water because you're not going to see the benefit for a few rounds.
Right. Yeah, I got you.
Where do I get rid of the is it under transform? No, filters. Nope. Damn. Oh, here it is. Got it.
Netro says the total lunar eclipse will only be visible through the southeastern area of Asia. Okay, so we won't even get to see it. And then there's a solar eclipse. Yeah, that's later on, isn't it? Yeah, in October. Have I spoken about this before about the fact that
there it is.
the James Webb telescope that went up has discovered universes that shouldn't exist.
Yeah, science
because
is crazy.
they literally are past like age of what we presume to be the beginning of the universe. They're past that point. Like, so now, like, fucking now scientists and astrologers and shit are, and physicians are like going crazy because like everything's fucking how work. How universe work now?
What does life even mean?
Yeah,
because
there's also they also found a runaway black hole a huge supermassive black hole that's shooting through the sky, well, the universe, and it's basically as it's going through the universe, it's dragging stars from systems. So it has a trail of stars following it.
It's a fucking galactic comet.
It's a black hole comet. It's like fucking sick, like kind of image. Because they were wondering why like there was just that like this really strange line of like stars heading in one direction. And then they kind of followed that line and they saw like all this kind of light distortion and shit, and or like, well, that can only be one thing. It can only be a black hole that
right
shooting through. They theorize that it's basically there were two black holes
Hello,
that were
Tasha. Quick, James.
Tasha.
Tasha, friend of yours.
Yeah.
Hello,
Welcome.
welcome. James is getting excited about the black hole comment.
Yeah, I'll just finish this thought.
Carry on.
So there was black holes that were orbiting each other. Another one like kind of collided with these three black holes, and then one of them yeeted. And that yeeted one is the one that's has a trail of stars behind it. Like, anyway, that's black hole talk.
You know what this reminds me of? There's a seminal cultural hit from the late '90s. A Sir William Smith and a Sir Thomas Jones.
Yes, yes.
Men in Black, which ended with a scene of like, because it was about this galaxy that was the size of a marble to us, perceptibly.
Yeah.
And the movie scales out and zips back and back and back and back and back. And it ultimately speaking is our galaxy is also just somebody's fucking marble.
Yeah, just like it's just some like creator or some kind of
No, it's literally like, just a giant fucking alien playing marbles.
Like a big squid person, right?
Yeah, I think something like that. It's like it's got fingers because it scoops it up and puts it in his little marble sack.
So I have a theory.
Sure.
You know how like we're not really sure what the deal is with black holes and stuff.
Yeah.
Like we don't really know, and that's fine. I'm okay with not knowing the unknown, right? But I find it really hard to believe that we are not a result of at one point going through one. Just because there's so many of them, and they are the center of everything. Like they're the center of the galaxies. Like everything like goes around them. There's a great attractor in the middle of the universe, or what would be considered the middle of the universe. Like, so what I'm trying to say, guys, is that I made a tweet about it this week. We're multiversal, right? We must have gone through a black hole at some point, and it have been spit out the other end, or our stuff has like whatever black holes are. And my theory is that like they rip through space and time, right? That's like the current theory, is that they rip through space and time, and we're spat out the other end wherever that is, and then now we're here. So we're multiversal. That should be on a T-shirt. Come to me, I'll copyright
it. I'm flabbergasted.
I'm sorry. I just went on a fucking rant.
I am like absolutely gobsmacked. Thank you. That they'll read no varnish though. Activating Magpie Brain. That is good feedback. I apologize if it is distracting. I was recording a podcast earlier and I wanted my outfit to match.
Tash is just a magpie, just in everyday life. So yeah, you're fine.
Cool.
It's collecting specifically plants, much to her husband's chagrin.
Oh, fun! Plants are. It's funny. I also fight about plants.
I love plants.
Plants. I do too. I don't hate plants. I'm not a plant hater.
Are you a plant hater?
I am not. I hate a lot of things. Resident Evil 2.
What?
Oh, you weren't there. You were there for the Resident Evil 2 podcast, weren't you?
Wait. Oh, right. Yeah.
Jordan and Kelsey were like personally offended that I commented on the quality of the writing in Resident Evil 2 Classic.
Oh yeah, if you watch, yeah, I say the same thing as well when we're like Steve and I are playing. I'm like, you guys dig this? You guys thought this was the new hot shit? Like this is what you. You bought more plants. What did you buy, Tasha? Tell us.
Yeah, tell us the plants.
Yeah, I have more profound rants as well. Did you know, right, that by I think it's 2032, we're actually sending a satellite submarine kind of thing to Titan, one of the moons of Saturn, which is, by the way, one of my favorite celestial bodies in the universe right now. Right? It's basically Earth. If you could imagine Earth being like 100 to 200 degrees colder. It's got mountains of ice, lakes of methane. It's got like a really thick atmosphere, and it's got continents and shit. Right, we're sending a submarine there to go check it out. I think that's kind of cool, and we're going to be alive when we get that when we get that kind of news back, which I'm kind of excited for.
Yeah, being on the cusp of discovery is pretty neat.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the issue that we have now is we've privatized discovery.
Yep. Yeah, it ain't the 1960s anymore.
I mean, it's not even more than that. It's like, like, fuck. You can't like create new software without potentially like. You can't plant plants without a patent from somebody's things because the seeds are sterile.
Yeah, there definitely should be like a progressive people's like policy, you know, like if it's going to a progressive human policy, if it's going to progress humankind like in a positive way and is not going to like kind of hurt like the environment and like the planet and the planets that are around us, then it should be something that should be, and it's like universal healthcare, right?
Right.
Like it should be something that is
a priority.
Just available.
Yeah. But like capitalists want money though.
Eat the rich.
Yeah. Exactly. James knows what's real. James, tell him.
Fucking eat the rich. Fucking Tory fuckers. Tory fuckers won't let me go to fucking space.
Tory fuckers won't let me go to fucking space.
Stick that on a t-shirt as well.
Stick that. God, do we know anybody who makes t-shirts for people? Because there it is.
Oh, I do, actually.
Well, then you get them on the phone, James. Tory fuckers won't let me go to space. Yes. Fucking stamp that, please.
Pansies, violas, lupins, and primroses. Oh my god, all the little boys. I love them.
My plants in my yard are blooming. We have a cherry tree.
I'm jealous.
It's a spliced cherry tree too, because half of it is a weeping cherry tree, which has pink flowers on it, and the other half is like not a weeping cherry tree and has white flowers on it. So it blooms both shades.
During no, shut up. I'm gonna make a joke about your tree.
Bleach teas.
I can do bleach teas. We're gonna Tasha in chat. We could do those.
What are those, like tie-dye?
Yeah, I've not actually seen any of your t-shirts, Taj. Honestly, Taj has so many hobbies. It's
cool.
Up. And every single one of them is very good.
We all cope with our ADHD differently.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, Titan is going to smell like fart.
It's going to smell like farts.
That's.
I mean, it is oceans of methane, obviously. Yeah.
Exactly. Like that's going to be a given.
So here's the other thing about that too, James. Is it's really fascinating to know that the conversation is going to happen, being like, all right, so we have this data. What do we extrapolate? Well, it probably smells like hot ass, sir.
It probably smells like my ass in the middle of summer. So.
Well, how do we how do you extrapolate that data? Well, you see, you have these concentrations of this kind of methane, which produce. There's going to be conversations about the fart smell.
To the fart submarine.
To the fart submarine. Awesome. That's
It's
hilarious.
just the submarine. It's just like in the shape of an ass. Like it's a full butt.
Do you know what's crazy too is the amount of ambient light that probably gets bounced off of Saturn means it's like daytime all the time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Do you ever see those pictures of like what it would look like if celestial like bodies were like we were orbiting like the same
Oh
relative
yeah,
distance?
yeah. I have. Yeah, they're awesome. Those. Yeah. So I don't know why this made me laugh. Maybe because of my morbid nature, but somebody asked Neil deGrasse Tyson what would happen if the Earth stopped spinning,
We'd fall off.
right? No. But he's like the Neil said. He said, well, what would happen is, well, it would be disastrous. He first said. He said everybody would die because we are moving at over 800 miles per hour. Like that's the speed that the Earth is spinning. Just over 800 miles per hour. So if the Earth stopped spinning, we would all spin at 800 miles per hour in an easterly direction until we hit something hard, and then we would die.
Yep.
This is so funny the way he delivered it. Space talk today.
Space talk. Space jams.
Maybe one for Steve and me if I were. Oh, you did? Yes, I've seen that. Steve wears it a lot.
Oh,
We
yeah.
all live in a submarine. Yes, this is the new
Listen,
track.
we are all a pile of wires in a meat suit. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
You ever see what our nervous system looks like?
Have you seen that? Have you seen that comedian's set where she walks onto the stage? She says, "Does anyone else find it weird how there's just like hundreds of skeletons in here?"
Yeah. Yes. That's funny.
And she's like, and then like and everyone starts laughing. She says, "Yeah, we just all just went. Our skeletons just went. We just all started chattering. Our skeletons. Doesn't anyone else find that weird?" I need to find it.
I find it very weird. That
I'm
nobody
ruining
else,
this mini, but I don't give a shit. I'm talking about space.
About it. You're not ruining this mini. At least you're not painting a really dark color on top of very fair skin. God, I'm freaking terrified right now.
You'll be all right.
I know it will be. I'm not gonna drop the ball here.
What if we hit something soft? You're still going at 800 miles per hour, Shoji. So you're likely probably going to go through that soft thing and then hit something hard. Because
you have to think about our building's going to react too. Like literally everything. It's like shit's going to go flying.
Yeah, you're fucked. It's this
like do I think that there could be survivors? Yes.
Yes.
I think depending on your situation, you might make it out okay.
Like say if you were in a brick house and you were against a door frame, a solid foundation, right? And you were against that wall and it's facing in an easterly direction, then you might be okay. But you've also got everything in that room flying towards you at 800 miles per hour.
So, and here's the other thing that nobody else is talking about is this is something that the Expanse mentions a bit. That sorry, I have to readjust this a bit to get more comfortable for myself.
Look at this really cute song at the moment. It's song, and it kind of vibes with what we're talking about, but not at the same time.
So now we're gonna go back down here. We're gonna visit these boys and see how that shading I put in the beginning is starting to settle in. I will hit this again with some more. I'm gonna do some straight black in the crevice there. I could probably do some OLS with James and make the symbols on their foreheads glow. I don't know that I will do that, but I might. I could.
You could.
I could do it. I could do.
Skeletons? Yes, skeletons. We're all just.
Listen, if you really break it
Yeah.
down to us, if we're all what our brains are the composition of, and our nervous system, we're all just floating brains in jars.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you see that Reddit post? I think the last couple of days where apparently there was a guy who when he was born, he was only born with about 10% of his brain, and he lived a
Yeah.
normal life. And he, like, yeah, and he had like an IQ of 86, I think it was, which is like better than most people. He had like a normal life, job, family.
Went
Could
in
speak
for
fine.
routine CT scan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're built
Wow.
to survive.
Yeah, the human body is fucking awesome.
All right. So next up, we're gonna grab another one of my handy dandy favorite things.
A favorite?
Yeah, one of my favorites.
Sorry, rattling the thing. What is this track? What the fuck? Oh, it's Country Hymns 2, The Haven of Rest, by Derek Fichter and Brandon Fichter. We're going to skip that. I don't need Jesus, thanks. You left me a long time ago.
So my initial plan when I mentioned I was going to try to do some skin tones, I realized that it was not at a point where I could start doing skin tones yet because like there's still some blocking out to do on other colors. So I thought I'm going to do the hair as well. But then as I saw how this was drying down here in a way that I thought was pretty pleasing, it's also driven me to want to put some wash in some of these down here. So I am also going to prep that.
I should have done this detail in silver, I think. Gold. Open as much as I wanted to.
No, it's a bad one. Here we go. It's not better.
Hey Tash, do you want to see some cake?
Yeah, show some cake.
Look at this cake.
Blah! There's that cake.
Well, fuck. The cake. Look at that cake. Big cake.
I'm still on Fart Submarine.
You still on the fart submarine?
I really am.
Oh man, how is it? How is it?
Not great.
How is it on the
It's not
fart
great.
submarine?
It's
Nope.
not great. It smells like fart. As you might imagine.
Yeah, God. No, see that's a common misconception. It shouldn't smell like farts. It's just the fart submarine.
No, but that's the thing. You realize it's the same. The fart smell is the fart submarine. You can't have one without the other, James.
That's a really big design flaw. We should get in touch with NASA.
What does the S in NASA stand for?
Ass. We're children.
Yeah. Objectively speaking, that's true. Because, like, who isn't? Am I right?
Okay, I figured out how to survive the Earth stopping. First, live in a place with a wide open plain to the east as far as the eye can see. Beachfront property on the east coast works too. Next, wear a parachute at all times and be at the ready to pull the cord. Because everybody be like, why are you always wearing that backpack? Oh, it's just a design
You never
choice,
know.
you know.
You never know when the world's gonna stop turning.
Yeah. You never know when the world's just gonna stop, you know? And everyone's just
You
like,
just have to be prepared.
everyone looks at Shoji like, Shoji's known as the parachute guy.
That's becomes his whole identity.
Yeah.
There's a montage scene where people start to doubt him. Listen, you said the world was going to stop turning and it hasn't stopped turning. Why are you still wearing the backpack?
You never know.
You never know. And then boom, end of the film, world stops turning. Shoji walks back onto the beach to a world destroyed.
Directed by M. Night Shyamalan.
But directed by M. Night Shyamalan. Correct. Yes. Yes, that is how that would go.
Yeah, this is, out of all my minis, this mini has the best cake out of all of them.
I have some minis with some good cake.
Cake. Oh, that reminds me. Speaking of cake, okay,
Hit me.
I had a pretty interesting opinion recently, which I kind of agree with. Cake and pie, right?
Sure.
So cake you can really fuck up, right? However, a really good cake is like miles
Better
surpass pie.
Yeah, miles better than a
Right?
pie.
However, you can't fuck up a pie, really.
No,
Well,
you really can't. I mean,
but
you really have to fuck up a pie, like.
But like a really good pie is like only like 5 to 10% better than a bad pie.
I mean,
like,
I would say more than that. I would say it could be because like I've had some very good pie, I've had some not great pie. Like there's a big swath of like very good because people can get interesting with pie flavors, and you can get more creative with pie flavors than you can with cake flavors. I mean, like let's. Whew, this is passionate right here. This is my rant.
This is why I broached it.
I think that number is closer to 50% better.
Yeah,
like a good pie and a bad pie is twice as good.
Okay. Then all right. Okay. Well, if I can follow that,
I still agree though that it's not as good as a good cake.
Right, but a bad cake, right, is
inedible.
Worse than a bad pie.
Literally inedible. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like you're eating sand, you know.
Like or a brick.
Right. Yeah, or a brick. Yeah, depending. Yeah. So it's like a cake is like it can surpass like anything else.
Yeah.
I'm looking up to the sky here, by the way. I'm looking up at my shitty ceiling, Artex ceiling, like for no reason, asking for the cake god, if there is one, right, to give me just expert cake making skills. Because I've only ever made, I made a pretty fucking amazing 8-egg Victoria sponge once.
I heard tale of the 8-egg Victoria sponge.
But I haven't managed, I haven't tried since then, right? But I've got like cake anxiety now, like performance anxiety, but with cake.
With baking.
So, right, yeah, because it's like I created this amazing masterpiece that I wanted to share. Right, and now I'm like, well, if I do it again, it's probably going to suck.
You're afraid you've peaked.
Exactly, I've peaked. I've peaked.
So that your best cake days are behind you now.
Right. Exactly.
This is not how your anime arc ends, James.
No, depends, right? Would Protag-chan allow this to happen?
Protag-chan would never give up. He would be making cakes. Every day.
How many seasons?
That'd be the one season is his mastering the cake.
Okay.
Like suggestively, like shit happens around him that's like overtly sexual, but he just doesn't recognize it because he's too into cake.
Right, and the show would be called Protag-chan is making the best cake, and here's my stepmother.
The title is completely innocuous. It is, Winter Solstice is what the title of it.
No, it has to be long now because that's what Japan is putting out.
Oh, but we're not. But we're not an isekai.
Oh no, you're right.
We're not an isekai. There.
But what if I want it to be an isekai?
I don't want it to be an isekai. Isekais are done and played out. Nobody watches isekais anymore.
But hang on a second. Let's really think about this because Protag-chan is an isekai because Protag-chan is a part of me. He's a part from another world, right? So I mean, he isekai'd Star Trek. Fuck. He isekai'd Dark Souls
And
when
he
I played.
went into Elden Ring too. Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Hmm.
this guy gets everywhere. He wants to isekai every fucking
Uh,
piece of gaming media.
have you ever seen Eminence in Twilight?
No, what's that? Is that an anime?
It's an anime that a friend of mine watches. Eminence in Shadow, I think, is what it is.
Okay.
But it's an anime that makes fun of all those anime tropes. Almost, I don't know if you ever saw
Oh,
Excel Saga, but almost like
no.
Excel Saga levels of spoofery.
I do
It's
love it when animes do that, though. It's like kind of like One Punch
it's
Man.
self-referential, like kind of
Yeah.
like lighthearted mockery. Yeah,
It is funny, though,
it's
because like
like
I see with One Punch Man, for instance, I often see people arguing about Goku versus Saitama,
they wouldn't fight.
right? It's like, why would you try and put this forward? Like, Saitama is literally a joke.
Yeah,
Not in terms of like he's a joke, like he's very powerful, obviously, because
no,
he's literally One Punch
like
Man.
he's literally just a joke, basically making fun of Goku.
Right, yeah. And for people like, fucking Goku can instant transmission. I would never get hit by him. And blah, blah, blah. Like, shut up. Shut
No,
up.
like
Shut up.
you
Saitama
should
can punch
see
through time and space.
you should see some of the people that man one punches.
Extra dimensional beings.
Extra dimensional
You know,
beings, fucking beings made of sound.
like I love Goku. I
No,
love Dragon Ball. I
yeah,
don't love Goku. But
nothing wrong with some good DBZ.
yeah.
I would even go so
But
far as to even say beyond DBZ to other DBs. Love
oh yeah,
to.
like I am I think I might be in the minority here. I really like Super a lot.
I haven't seen
Um
any of it.
I really liked his new form. I thought it was really cool, even though you didn't get to see much of it.
I mean, it's like really the whole point of what it should have been.
Right.
Like when Goku goes Super Saiyan, it's just it's an epic moment in the series. Like because you see everybody talking about it and how Vegeta's whole purpose is to do it, um and like he gets to watch it happen to somebody else like that. Like just be like just beyond Goku going Super Saiyan and why that's cool, but like seeing how Vegeta like comes to cope with that, seeing that happen, being there when it does is great for Vegeta's character development as well.
And Vegeta just being the best dad.
He's the best dad.
Yeah. He's
Um,
the greatest dad that ever lived. He's better than Goku.
he actually shows up for his children.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, I love that Vegeta. I had this discussion with Steve as well. I love that Vegeta. He started up like this really, like, you know, this fucking dickhead. Like he was just like he had no room for love. He just wanted to fight and get stronger, right? And he still wants that, but he's also a family man.
yeah. He like realized that having people around is nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember there was a oh god, I can't. I think it's the new Dragon Ball Super episodes where they've gone that shitty animated, the Berserk style.
The 3D 2D
Yeah,
bullshit.
but
Yeah,
there's a point where like Vegeta, I think he just admits that he like Goku is better than him, but that's his whole sole purpose. Like Goku is Vegeta's purpose,
yeah.
other than his kids.
Other than his kids. Well, he's like his purpose at that point is to make Goku better. Like,
Mhm. Yep.
and there's value in that. There's value in
Yeah.
being there to challenge somebody who's better than you.
I still
It's
think that Trunks in DBZ is the best moment.
yeah,
When he just pops out of nowhere and just fucking slices Frieza in half and and then kills his dad. And then he's like, yeah, that's it. Back when being a Super Saiyan actually had weight to it. It's a good time.
yeah.
So where have we gone today? We've gone World War II, Churchill, space,
Anime.
anime.
I just finished an anime. It's called Blue Lock. Have you seen Blue Lock?
Blue Lock.
Yeah, it's on
No.
Crunchyroll. So Blue Lock is a sports anime that's not about playing sports. I mean, it is
Oh,
about
let's
play.
go.
It's not about the team, right? Like, you know how it's all about like the team being friends and coming together. No, this is a team of people who are actually fucking each other over.
Oh, okay.
And it's called Blue Lock, and the premise of the show is that um, a person is deciding that he knows how to bring Japanese soccer, culturally speaking, Japanese soccer to
Oh, let's go.
the
Yeah.
to the world stage. Like he knows how to do it, and what he's going to do is he's going to find the best striker because the striker is the most important player on the soccer team.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
and so that's the show. Is the show is literally group of teenagers who are just very good at soccer, like getting better at soccer, and just shitting on each other. Like calls each other donkeys.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's wild. Um,
I've never just from just from like a UK perspective, football has never been a trash talk sport. No, well, there are a couple of outliers, but it's never been like a trash talky sport,
yeah,
really. Because if you start talking trash, people are gonna dive into you.
right. You will get attacked.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Dragon Ball Super Superhero did use full CG in the film. It looks amazing. Super really did the 2D, 3D mix. Flip flop between the two styles. Yeah. Oh, it's see that's what I don't like. See that I like it when it's used sparingly, like the Berserk Golden Arc was.
I also like it when it's used for special things, like in anything that Trigger does anymore.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Trigger will really ham into it sometimes during whatever firefighting one they did.
Oh, I don't know.
It
I
was
did.
good. I remember watching it. It was really good. Um, I have it on Amazon. Somebody Google what the Studio Trigger firefighting anime movie was.
It's about firefighting, like
It, God, it's got a cool name. It's like a single word name. I'm pretty sure because it came out about the
it's
same
just called
time.
firefighting.
I think it came out about the same time as Fire Force did.
Okay.
Which is a cool anime about being a firefighter
Fire Force.
with like telekinesis. Like they're all pyrokinetics.
Ah.
Yeah, it's Nito burritos.
Yeah, I have slowed down with, but I went through like bloody 6 months of catching up on Dragon Ball,
Hmm.
and I got to the end of Dragon Ball Super, and I watched the movie as well, I think, and then I was burnt out.
I get that. It's a lot to go through that much anime. It's funny. I got to a point a couple times in my life where I was like, all right, I'm gonna catch up and watch Bleach because remember really enjoying Bleach when I was younger. Um, and then I would just watch like 20 episodes of Bleach and be like, okay, I guess I'm done now.
Right? Yeah.
That was boring. But
A firefighting anime by Trigger
yeah, firefighting anime by Trigger.
Shoji. I've had to stop my Crunchyroll subscription. I was watching Doctor Stone.
Doctor Stone is cool.
Yeah, it's kind of fun to it's like it's a show. I don't like how the women are animated in that show,
Yeah,
or like the femme presenting people, because they just I don't know what it is about with some of the they do the Clanad thing where their eyes are so far apart. It's a particular style,
yeah,
right?
I know what you're
But they're
talking about.
also it's the same in One Piece. They do the same thing in One Piece, but their body proportions are like fucking right angle, you know? Like they go straight down, they got big old bazonkas, and then they have like huge fucking hips. It's like a triangle for thighs. It's like, come on. Like everybody else in that show looks normal, and then the fan presented people come up. It's like, oh, okay, here's fucking fan service for you.
Mm-mm.
Primari, is that it?
Promare, yes, Promare, yeah. Promare was that one. Phew, thank you. It's bothering me.
Woo! We got it.
You got it, Captain.
Yeah, that's why I can't watch Clan. People are constantly saying you should watch Clan because it's like a heartbreaker, and I love heartbreaker animes, but I just can't get over the fucking weird art style. Just weird because it makes me sound like makes me sound like a hipster, like for anime, but just does not connect with me.
Yes, I completely agree. All right.
So I I have The Last of Us Part One on PC,
The video game.
the video game.
The video game.
However, I need to wait 3 to 5 hours for it to
Why?
compile shaders
That's funny.
before I can play it. Isn't that real great? Isn't that fucking amazing?
That's super
I
good.
fucking love it when Sony port games.
Is it really taking 3 hours?
Yes, I am not kidding. Like I actually timed it earlier. It took. I had to stop it at 4:30 before we started. Half an hour before we started. It had been compiling shaders for an hour and 30. No, an hour and 45 minutes.
But it's
and it
still
got
gonna kind of
to,
look mediocre too, James.
and it got to 22%. No, it's gonna look well. It should look fine because I have the recommended specs. My PC is the recommended specs for that game. However, it's a Sony port, which means you have to downgrade.
You have to temper your expectations.
Exactly. Yeah. Like the big one recently was Horizon Zero Dawn. That was a really bad port when it first came out.
Mm-hmm.
They did work on it though. Gorilla, it's Gorilla, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gorilla worked really hard on making sure it did work, and eventually we got to a point where people could play that game.
And it was
It
good.
took a long time.
It was serviceable.
Yeah, I actually 100%ed that game before they fixed the game.
I remember you played that game a lot.
Because it was such a good game that I could just I could say, man, to the frame drops and shit. That's fine. It was such a good game that I was willing to
Overlook some of the flaws.
Yeah, forgive it for that.
Love it in spite of its failings.
Exactly. Get it.
All right. So it's funny. I had a thought halfway through this that I think this hair would look better with purple. So I'm actually gonna make some dark purple using that color I mentioned earlier. The dark gray, negro gray is what that color is called. And so I'm just mixing in some. This is like really grayish dark purple. That's gonna look really great as you can see that. Oh, I guess it's got some blue in it too. Maybe too much blue. Yeah, I need to add a little bit more of that violet. There we go. That's what we'll do. Promare is cool. It was very trigger.
They don't do a lot of stuff, but the stuff they do is just
absolute bangers.
Yeah, every time.
The Cyberpunk show was fantastic.
Yeah. So good.
All right, perfect. I spent a lot of time mixing anymore with so I initially started saying I like to buy a bunch of paints because I don't like mixing, but I I actually do find myself mixing quite a bit.
It could be fun.
It
Like
can be.
I used to have like mixing anxiety, but
Yeah, it's not.
it's
It's
fun to
nowhere
do
near
it.
as bad as would have. It was a while back.
Yeah, and like having a wet palette really helps as
Right.
well.
Because you can kind of save it for tomorrow.
The next thing I want to buy is a texture palette. Um, though I could probably just make myself one, but
A textured palette.
yeah. So I know how dry when I'm doing dry brushing. It's so I know what it looks like. So you would get like from what the ones I've seen that are makeshift, you would get like a cork board, and you would prime it. You would probably put a few coats of prime on it, and that would be your and you would varnish it, right, or like put some kind of finisher on it so it doesn't rub off,
Yeah.
and then you would use that as your texture palette, so you could see what the dry brush looks like when you put it on the dry brush.
Oh, that's
Um,
neat.
yeah,
That's really neat. Huh.
I think it was I got like the first time I saw one, I saw. Oh yeah, it was Artist Opus did a video. I think he was talking about volumetric lighting on minis, and he was using this palette, and it was just this black. Like, and I was like, oh, that's really cool because it's got so much texture into it. And then I looked into it online, and I saw lots of people were making ones from cork boards or like uh, chipboard that they've just
Yeah.
basically crumbed into a square.
I dig that quite a bit. That's the better one. There we go.
Because if you finish it, put like a varnish on it too, it means that you're not just wasting
Yeah.
toilet roll or whatever you're using, all the time.
Yeah, and you can actually, if you know what you're gonna be painting for a bit, you can do a couple of things. You can make some like hard corners and
Yeah,
like address those that way. No, I like that a lot actually. Um, I'm gonna have to pick one up or make one.
I think red grass have them. I think.
I'll have to take a look at their website when we're done streaming.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Focus mode here.
Yeah, sorry everybody. This brush is way overloaded. This is what an overloaded brush looks like. Actually, this is fine now. This is good. But you get the sense of like when a brush is overloaded. Um, and you kind of don't want that to ever be the case because it's paint that you're not controlling. That's the whole point here is to keep control of where your paint is going at all times.
Yeah.
And that way you just never get surprised. So like, yeah, this brush is overloaded, and I'm gonna be doing this. Don't overload your brush. They say as they proceed to paint with an overloaded brush. Um, there's definitely like uses for it. Like where I'm using it here is I'm using the extra to get into some difficult to reach crannies. Um, but I'm also good at this, right? I do this all the time. I do this every week. I can utilize the extra paint in an effective way, especially in areas where the
Yeah.
initial coat wasn't as thick as it could have been. So like this right here is probably good that I'm doing this here. Yeah, actually, I'm really glad that I went through and did this as a second go over. Because this is gonna dry really prettily with that blue kind of peeking through in some spots. But it also is the purple that I really wanted it to be. Um, I don't know why I opened up with blue. I just so disappointed and upset.
Just a happy accident.
Just a happy accident.
That's what they say. And I hear anyway.
You've never had an accident before, James.
Everything I do is
Completely
yep,
intentional and on
yep,
purpose.
yep. I'm just like an anime character. Everything is planned ahead.
You gonna eat your toast and run out the window with your toast hanging out of your mouth.
The cicadas are gonna be chirping as I run down the stairs towards my daytime job.
That you do at the same time as school.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like people go to school and you phone into school because you're working your two jobs. You work your day you work your day job at um the day shift at the fuck, and then the night shift at the days in.
Do you know? Do you know what's funny about that, Bergs? Is
What's that?
that
When I was a teenager to the age of 20, 21, 22,
Oh,
that's
that was
literally
like
what my
what?
life was.
Um,
I would go to college, and then after literally I would finish college at 4:30, and I would start work at 5. So I would finish college at 4:30, and then I would go across the street to a local kebab shop. I would get a kebab pizza, and then I would ride to work, and then I would be there for 6 hours, and then I would finish at midnight ish, 11 to midnight ish, and then I'd wake up, and then I'd start all over again, and I did that for 6 years.
nice.
So it's not actually
a thing that's far out of? Yeah, those the hell she is. I hate that. I was an anime character.
Were you?
Yeah,
That's exciting, James.
that's where Protag Chan was created.
Right there, forged in
In those harsh years.
in those harsh years of not quite childhood, not quite
Yeah,
adulthood.
exactly.
The what the fuck do we do with you, you weird millennial?
You should just up your bootstraps, you know?
Just pull them up.
Yeah.
They are so out of touch. They don't even know that that used to be an insult for something that was impossible.
I mean, they use
Mm.
like these folks use that fucking shit all the time, don't they? Like they use insults. Well, they create these words, and it's like, well, now you're just giving us ammunition. Like for how shitty of a person you are.
Why are you?
Turfs? What?
You called yourself
Yeah.
turf, idiots. Like, why are you getting mad when we're calling you a turf?
It's the thing that you invented
Yeah.
by saying that you don't like trans people.
Yeah, but you're using it derogatory. Yeah, damn right.
Exactly. Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Fuck off.
you're the one who's gay derogatorily. So there, eat shit, old person.
Get fucked.
Get fucked.
And you know what? You probably don't.
Yeah,
They probably don't get laid. That's why they're so fucking uptight.
That's why some of those dudes are.
Yup.
It's like, listen, if women can choose other women, then we're fucked.
Women are super hot.
Women are super hot, and everybody noses it.
They have the power.
You got the touch.
My chest is tight for some reason. Must be all that space walk.
The black hole that I have for a heart is starting to get bigger. Speaking of black holes,
Back to black holes now, is it?
did you know that there was like in the beginning? Well, this is theory again, but it was theorized that there were black hole suns.
Won't you
Like-
come and walk about rain?
Black hole sun.
Won't you come? Won't you come? Sorry, everybody. James deserved that for what he did.
I did. But yeah, they were basically the very first suns that we had.
Sure.
The universe after the Big Bang was so full of gas and
shit and elements, that they would create these insulation blankets where the masses of these gases and stuff, like how our suns would generate, they would coalesce and create just normal. But then these suns, because they're constantly being fed with gas and elements, like from like all this like concentrated mass at the beginning of the Big Bang, they get so big that the gravity within the middle of the sun like cannot handle the push
Of the
like
rest of it.
that the universe is pushing back, right? So at the center of these suns, black holes were created. So there was these tiny black holes, and they're constantly feeding on the sun, and the sun is constantly feeding on the universe around it, right? So they just become this huge thing, and then they eventually collapse on themselves and become these supermassive black holes, which is the current running theory about why we have black holes at the center of all galaxies, because they were once black hole suns. Welcome to Space Hour, everyone!
It's more like space.
With me.
Yes, James, we are here. We are here to go on the space journey with you.
In my thought submarine.
In my fart submarine is send tweet.
You're all welcome.
In my
If you
fart
want.
submarine.
No pressure or anything. But I will judge you if you don't come in my fart submarine. Oh, that sounded so wrong. No, I want to retract that.
No, too late. It's the fart submarine is out there now, James.
Oh no. Oh dear. I should get more sleep.
You should sleep more.
I wish my body would let me.
It's fair. You know what? It's a mood. It's a definitive mood. Actually, that's what we'll do some of that next turn.
Sleep?
No. I'm just I'm thinking aloud, my friend. I think we're about to get into some of our promised skin glazing.
Sexy.
Skin glazing is pretty sexy. Boom. New one of these. These are just caps, by the way, from 2 liters and milk containers that my coworkers used to bring me.
I'm sorry, what?
So the things I used to mix my doodads are just bottle caps.
Oh.
Yeah.
She has really long boots. I just realized actually she's got like a wrapped boot. I might actually change the color of that. Recoat that.
So I picked up Total Warhammer 3 this week.
Oh, I noticed that. How do you like it?
I definitely don't hate it. I don't hate it like I was afraid I was not gonna like it because I was pretty mad about the last couple. But then again, the ones that I've been mad at are ones that they build as like historical, but like not so the
So this is fantasy Warhammer, right?
This is fantasy Warhammer, yeah. It's good because it does it like you can cast fucking it ruined classical Total War. It ruined historical Total War for me.
Okay.
It is just
It was
too
the
good.
previous games were so hard to play as well.
Yeah, this is really approachable. They do a lot, like the training system and how the game teaches you how to play itself. Do a lot to really help and aid in the process, which I think is neat. They
Because I was so fed up.
well, there's a
Or doing so well, and then fucking chaos came, and it was like, well, now I'm fucked. I can't do anything.
So what they do now is they have 3 campaigns in the game. They have a short, very like story-based narrative campaign that teaches the basics and like is a setup for the game's like storyline,
Mhm.
if that makes sense.
Mhm.
And then they have the story. In this case, the Realms of Chaos, which is the overarching campaign theme, which is basically it's a race to do something, whether or not, depending on the faction you are, the bear god Urson is dying. And you have to, you can be there to resurrect and save Urson, or to use that death to your own benefit in some capacity. And they do a really great job in this of really holding your hand.
Okay. Good, because there's so much in those games.
Because
So much.
the advisor is a character in the game. And part of what
Okay.
happens is he comes in and like approaches whatever faction lord you are.
Okay.
And offers to guide you to whatever your situation with Urson is. So in my situation, I'm playing as Slanesh, and so the Slaneshi game plan for dealing with Urson is to harvest the moments of last agony.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. That's very Slanesh.
Yeah. And that's what
Nice.
you're trying to do in there. You're going to harvest the moments of last agony. If you're playing as Grand Cathay, which is another one that I had, I'd started a campaign as Grand Cathay just to try them out. Your goal is to protect the bear god because the Cathayans are descended of dragon gods, and their god left a long time ago. So their hope, like your storyline is to save Urson and use Urson to be like, yo, so about our sibling, the dragon god. Like what the fuck, Urson? And they're hoping to use leverage in rescuing Urson from the Chaos Realms.
What the fuck, Aston?
Yeah. So this is like a pretty deep storyline, which I think is cool.
Oh, Shoji said it. You said the thing.
What's that?
Moments of Last Agony would make a great band name.
Oh, fuck. Damn it, Choji.
You said the thing.
You did say the thing.
Everybody pointed at Shoji.
Ha ho?
Ha ha ho.
It's a Simpsons reference, James. So notice that I'm just kind of doing really light touches here. I don't want the color to be super bright. But I also need it to cover and blend so that way we get, I want it to be I want the skin to come off as luminescent.
Just like you.
Oh, thank you. You're so sweet.
A light in all of our lives.
Thank you, James. You're so sweet. Love you very much.
Yeah. So, super black holes.
So back to super black holes now.
No,
Hit me,
I'm
James.
all out of black hole
Let's go.
talk. I'm too fucking tired.
So the other thing about Total Warhammer that's really good,
Yeah.
is like the different factions all play very differently.
Okay.
So like how I would play the dwarf, and then like again with, like historical historical Total War, you kind of get some of that too, but they're still just dudes banging on each other with swords. is at its core. That's what you're getting when you're playing Total War. Is either dudes banging each other with swords or dudes shooting at each other with muskets, in different color swords and different styles of armor. So the nice thing about Warhammer is like when I pick the vampire counts, I know that they're not going to play anything like even a little bit the high elves, because their whole jam is different. How they play and engage with the world is different. What gets them resources to further their war efforts is very different.
Yeah.
Very, 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 very cool. It's actually working out pretty well.
I'm going to give it like a little go at some point. Because
Um,
there were some bits about like Total War Hammer 2 that I liked. It's just
if you
so
if you ever
exhausting.
wanted to hold hands and play Total War, I would hold hands and play Total War with you any day of the week.
Or can you go up
Yeah,
in campaign?
absolutely.
Oh snap!
Yeah,
It's pretty great.
it is pretty great. I'm here for it. So we're gonna attack this with some more glazing. Here's how we're gonna do this. So I'm gonna go in here. You see that I'm kind of just cleaning it up. We're gonna hit this with our wash one more time once this dries, to kind of fix what I screwed up here and bring it more in line, because this is not super great glazing. I need to water this down a bit more, which is kind of the issue with me and utilizing like a synthetic brush. It's not usually my jam, so I tend to overdo it a bit.
Yeah.
I've also never like super glazed stuff before, because I want the skin to look like it's not oversprayed, but I also want that like that
Oh,
level
that
of
separation
like
there.
where it looks like swollen skin that's like infected.
Right. Yeah.
This is the goal I want to go for.
Oh, my music stuff.
So that's what we're trying to clean up here, and that's what we're trying to implement. And I think it's going to work out pretty well, because like areas like this where it's obviously more taken over, it's gonna not bleed. It's gonna bleed through a bunch more as I go through this process, which is gonna take a while. This mini is gonna take a while. I'm trying a bunch of new stuff on it that I've never done on another mini before. We're trying some finer blending stuff that I'm not super experienced with, but I'm hoping I won't make look too terrible as I go through
Great.
this. I hope so. I really do. I'm afraid. That's why I'm doing this one. Is I'm afraid to do the skin tone on the Alucard statue.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
You get that practice in.
Yeah, so that's why I'm doing this one and not that one, because like when we were starting this project, when we were gonna start doing these larger minis on the stream, I was like, all right, it's gonna be Alucard, it's got to be. But like as the parts of the project that I have left or like available to me at the moment aren't things I would consider myself very good at. And I don't want the Alucard piece to be the practice one.
Yeah. Yeah, you want that one to be perfected.
Yeah, so that's why this one I want to look good, and it will. But I also don't mind this one kind of being a air quote practice one. I'm absolutely completely fine with that concept. And we'll see how it turns out. I do think the color of the skin I'm choosing is ultimately a good call. It is coming in nice, and once I figure out how hard I can go on it, I will know better about like where I can start shading more, because then it becomes a like areas up here where it's like I have to be really careful, just by nature of the fact that there's more space to work with, and so like subtle things are gonna stand out more. Here's we're gonna do another example of so there was a little too much on this brush, but I'm managing it well, I think.
Yeah. I need a magnifying glass.
What's that?
Need a like a.
I have to work on the white
Magnifying
balance,
glass.
for next week. Actually, like looking at the screen right now, it is too bright.
Looking at Berg's Mini, all I can hear is it goes in the square hole.
Yeah.
You all know my feelings on tabletop memory on stream, please. Like, don't. No TikTok on IP.
I have it on really good authority, and that authority is Berg's. That memes are fine. So meme away, everybody.
Fuck.
I have evidence of it too. So
I have been quoted as saying
let
that
me
before.
fucking screenshot that before you delete it.
I didn't delete it, James. I stand by
No,
what I
I
said.
know you wouldn't.
I said what I said. Out of context. I just want to point out, James is taking
You
whatever.
did. I mean, there wasn't really any content. There was just memes. So
Why don't you tell him about that cool video I sent you the other day?
Oh no, those babies creep me out.
So I was watching a video on a creator I enjoy, and like they said, oh, we're gonna open this package from whatever company they buy their props from, because we bought the Ellen Ripley gun from Alien, like the show prop, the hero prop. And then fucking, and I was like, oh, James would love to see this. And without even finishing watching the video, I sent it to James. Being like, James, look what RLM is doing. And then like as I'm watching it, I get a message from James later, and I didn't even, because I had watched it and like stepped away. I came back to James' angry face.
This is
the second time you caught me. Yeah.
Like I would not be hoodwinked again.
So James is never opening a video link I ever sent him.
No, never again.
I lost that privilege. I lost it. It was mine to lose.
The thing is, like, it would have been fine if it was funny, right? Or like there's some kind of joke.
But I mean, there was a joke, but it was at my expense because they took out from this fucking cardboard box these really creepy babies.
From Baby Binks from Baby's Day Out.
I don't know what that is. Is that an American thing?
It's a film.
No.
About a baby who gets lost, separated from his
But
parents.
they were very old and clearly malnourished babies.
They were dolls, James.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what they want you to believe.
They were dolls, James.
No, I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
I don't believe it. Sorry. For the one person that's from the UK, they would understand the joke.
Um, what you be smelling, James? Oh, right now I'm smelling a giant shit that my cat has done. Uh,
Can you describe the cat shit, please?
nuclear.
Yeah, it's old lady cats. They get raunchy.
Jeez.
It's only gonna
Yeah,
get worse,
she's.
James. It's gonna.
I don't like it because I can't move.
There's
I can't move anywhere around the house. Like I keep moving her litter box because I go into the bathroom, I smell shit. I go into the kitchen, I smell shit. You know, it just sticks on everything, and I have to put like what are they called? Diffusers everywhere, right? But her nuclear shit still like they just oh fuck. They're like a James fucking Bible in a hotel. They're always there.
left by the Gideons.
Don't blame. Hey, Martin. I'm blame the fucking cat, right? Because I'm not the one who's shitting around the house.
Yeah, pick up your shit.
But I now because of that, because she's like moving around the house, and I'm moving cat litter, around the house. Right? I'm thinking about not using cat litter anymore. I'm thinking about just using puppy pads. Are those training pads?
I know what puppy pads are.
Because she just because she's old, she shits where she wants.
She does.
And I can't train her because she's an old cat. So like now I just where she has chosen to do her business, I will stick a puppy. Right. That way you'll be in poo now for the next week. trying to fight back against the cat dementia. It's a whole fucking adventure.
James,
I
I
love her
love
very
you.
much.
Yeah, I love you too.
She is a good cat, even though she gives me shit.
And you take shit.
I do. I have to pick up her. Can you imagine? Can you imagine as human beings if like some larger being came down, right, and started just cleaning our shit up and everything? Like I would also have a complex. If someone was doing that, like, yeah, I'm that important. I can shit piss anywhere I want, and you're just gonna fucking clear it up because I am the queen or the king, or the lord, like of this manor.
Right.
What's your painting? So, Bugs, what are you painting?
Oh, this is a original character from a quick start a Patreon that I subscribe to. Her name is Zael. She is a fallen angel of sorts.
I think we went to they them, right?
Yeah.
Because angel, flesh
As
angel,
a flesh angel. Different
and
kind of
I
flesh angel than James is thinking.
and I,
She, they are
and
not. They are not
I'm
an e-girl.
and I'm painting a fuck giant Valkyr from Archvillain Games, which I'm not happy about, but I'm never happy about the things I paint.
I think James is crazy.
Maybe I am. I'll never tell.
But I'm telling you that I think you're crazy, so like you don't need to tell. I already know.
I have to recognize it, though.
It's true. It's valid.
Oh, you shaking? You shaking your little fucking collar, Rowan? Is that a fucking victory shit shake that you're doing?
A
Is that what it
victory
is?
shake. Yes, it is, absolutely. I headcanon that now.
Oh, God. So stinky.
So my hope is that when this dries effectively, it'll have a really great blend getting up to this color. And it's gonna take a bit to dry. I'm gonna have to look at this like tomorrow, because it's pretty
Oh,
humid out.
Oh, my hair is getting in the way.
And it is also getting close to time that we need to call it an experience.
Sorry, that's what you said. What did you say?
I said it's getting close to time where we need to call it an experience, and
Oh, right.
wish our friends a good day. A good day.
Bidet. Bidet,
I,
everybody. Bidet.
I won't wish anybody a bidet.
Bidet, bidet. Bidet, everybody. Bidet.
Oh, you're making a reference to a thing that we watched, or rather, I've
Bidet.
watched and you've watched independently of me watching it, and we haven't
You mean
talked about
Critical
it at all.
Role?
Yeah. Oh, is that from? I meant the cartoon specifically because I've never seen an episode of Critical Role.
Oh, yeah. It's so funny. So the story behind that. I mean, they cover it quite well in the cartoon, but Grog thinks everyone's saying good day in Vasselheim, and Grog thinks they're saying bidet. So, like, Grog, the rest of the campaign, every time he's wanted to greet somebody, thank you, he says bidet. Bidet. Bidet.
That's funny.
Yeah. Good boy.
Not for a bit there. He's getting to be pretty bad for a minute.
Oh, yeah. It's actually, I think they actually winded it in a bit for the show. Yeah, he gets really, yeah, he goes off the deep end a bit. Like, the worst thing you want is a rampaging barbarian at that level as well.
With
I think he was
fucking
like level
bloodlust.
13
Yeah.
or something. Yeah. Using any guides? No,
No, we're just
I'm
going.
not. Post poo shakes are the best.
There's no reference material for this mini. That's the problem. That's why I had a hard time with it. But at this point, I'm just trying to do stuff I don't really do a lot. Like, so I'm doing some flesh tone glazing on the skin. Which I don't do a lot of glazing, so this is all kind of new for me. Um, and yeah, so just trying to make it so it's not too bad, and I want it to
Oh, guess what? Actually, before we end,
hmm.
I meant to say this earlier, but I forgot. I'm getting better internet for a cheaper price
Yo, this fucking guy.
because I complained to my ISP who I've been with for like 7 or 8 years, and I haven't looked at my contract at all because I'm a terrible person. But I need to start saving money, and I was starting to like kind of look at all my monthly bills, and I was like thinking, could I save some money on anything? So like I cut off a bunch of stuff I don't really need, I just want. But my ISP is like costing me almost £100, like my internet.
Yeah.
And I noticed that there was TV and phone on there too, and I don't use TV or phone. Right, so I phoned them up and I was like, "Yeah, I don't use that." And they're like, "Oh, yeah, but it's the basic plan." I'm like, "Yeah, but if you don't give me a cheaper deal, then I'm going to somewhere else, even if it means I get a slower speed because I need to save money." And they're like, "Oh, yeah, well, let me just go speak to my manager." Blah blah blah. 30 seconds later, oh, we can get you a better deal.
Nice.
And yeah, they knocked £20 off my monthly internet bill. Well, 20 something and bring it to 69. Nice, by the way. And then they also tripled my speed, and that speed comes in on the 18th.
Nice.
I'm getting over a gig fucking speed. Let's see if it works though first before I get excited about it. But I hate in this area, Virgin has monopoly on fast internet speed.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
It is what it is.
All right.
Martin's also getting, I think, internet as well on the 18th.
That puts us at 2 o'clock. We have done quite a bit today. We got a lot of washing done. So the next week we're going to continue with the glazing. We're going to probably finish the glazing on our legs. We'll see how the effects that we had today dry and thin out, and see what that looks like. And then we're also going to do some highlighting again on the bottom half of it. But we're getting closer. Once we get up to this area here, this torso, um, we will probably start seeing like this mini is going to come together real fast once the rest of this is done, because like I'll be able to just do the wings one day on an airbrush stream that is just fucking blast them out in a few seconds.
Blasted.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you for joining us. Thank you to Cruise Ship Choji, to Martin Garrick, to Tasha Crew, to Netro32 for joining us today. Thank you to James, whom without I would not be doing here. And thank you to everybody who watches these afterwards. Please head in the comments. Let us know what you're thinking of it. Let us know if you want to see anything. At the top of the call, I mentioned to James that I would be happy to teach to do like a metal treatment, or do some OSL lessons just in the moment, and being direct with that. So yeah,
I've never done an OSL, so learning through doing
is the best way to go. So stay tuned. Check the space. We'll be back next week with more giant minis. Catch you all. I've been Burger. Y'all been great. Thanks for watching.
Bye, guys.